What an incredible time we had last night. How many of you were here last night? Yeah, it was amazing. I'm in love with this community and all that we put together, and so grateful for everybody that helped plan that and do all the preparation and come, and all the food we had. Oh my God, and then this concert was such a great time. So we're continuing that energy, that high energy that we had last night here this morning in celebration of Columbine's 30 years. Such an amazing accomplishment. So an 8-year-old boy approached an old man in front of a wishing well and looked up into his eyes, and he said, "I understand you're a very wise man. I'd like to know the secret of life." And the man looked down at the youngster and he replied, "I've thought about that a lot in my lifetime, and it can be summed up in 4 words. The first is think. Think about the values you wish to live by. The second is believe. Believe in yourself based on the thinking you've done about the values you're going to live your life by. The third is dream. Dream about the things that can be based on your beliefs in yourself and the values you're going to live by. The last is dare. Dare to make your dreams become reality based on your belief in yourself and your values." And with that, Walt Disney said to the little boy, "Think, believe, dream, and dare." Think, believe, dream, and dare is what our founders here did in the beginning 30 years ago, over 30 years ago. Walt Disney, when World War I broke out, wanted to join the military. And towards the end of the war, he really wanted to go because his brother was in, I think, the Marines or the Navy. But he was only 16, so he couldn't. But near the end of the war in 1918, he changed his birth certificate to show that he was 1 year older so that he could join the Red Cross ambulance service. And he was sent over in France and stayed there for a year after the war ended and helped with all the relief efforts afterwards. He wasn't necessarily a veteran, but he gave of his time, he gave of his life to helping others, as our veterans did. And before we get into celebrating Columbine and all we've done here today, I just want to, because Veterans Day was just the other day, I want to honor, yesterday, I want to honor our veterans. So if you served in any arms of the military, any branch of the military, please stand so we can just honor you and thank you. Thank you so much. You know, Veterans Day used to be called Armistice Day, which was a celebration of peace, of laying down their arms. So it was a celebration day, and then I think in the 50s they changed it to Veterans Day. But we're celebrating today. We're celebrating not only our veterans, we're celebrating our founders, we're celebrating everyone that has stepped over that threshold and come into this space, into this sacred ground, into this holy place. And it's amazing. It's amazing. So many times we don't realize the potential that we have. We don't get to that dare part of Walt Disney's 4 words. We think, and we think about, we can get stuck in what we're thinking. We think about all the things that are wrong. We think about things that we don't like instead of focusing on what we do like. And then we believe that our ways are the right ways and everyone else is wrong. We can get stuck in that. And that stops us from dreaming, from getting to a place of dreaming and envisioning and seeing life in a whole new potential, a whole new way that life can be. And then we never take the step, if we don't get to that part, to dare, to take those steps. We see something that disturbs us and we do nothing instead. We just hang on to life as it is. So many of us, we get stuck in that. And we get to feel like this. You show the picture. Got to bring the trolls in here. But not here. We don't look like that here. I saw your smiling faces coming in. The staff and I had so much fun with this troll movie theme for our celebration today, for our 30th anniversary. We all watched the movie. We all thought it was great. It's about community. It's about how they all stick together. It's about how they all support each other, how they see the true colors. They see the beauty in each other regardless of what color they are, what belief they have, anything. They just stick together and no troll gets left behind. They never leave anyone behind. And that's how I feel about this community, that we take care of each other, we support each other. A few nights ago, I was at a gathering of about 8 women and listening to them talk about how they take care of each other. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. And that was just a small group. This is a much larger group, and we do this here. So many of you have come in the doors for the first time and said, this feels like home. It's because this is the environment that our founders started, and we all, as we've all contributed, have created. It's a beautiful place. And the trolls know this. The Bergens don't know that because the Bergens think in order to get happy, in order to feel joyful, they have to eat the trolls. They have to eat what the trolls have to get it inside of them. But we know, and it's such a great movie because it goes along unity beliefs, right? Unity principles, that happiness and joy is within us already. We don't need anything from outside. We don't need to digest anything more. It's innate in us. We belong. You belong. You belong here. If you're sitting here, if you're watching online, you belong to us. You belong. And we're so grateful for all of you. And that's the power of community. That's the power of what we have here at Columbine. We need to remind each other of who we are, of what we are. Remind each other of the love that's in each one of us. No matter what's going on outside, because there's always going to be stuff going out in the world, going on that, we question why. Instead of questioning, how can I show up with that? How can I bring love to that? How can I hold space for that? So we wanted to do this anniversary service as not only a tribute to our founders and all those early attenders that had to believe. They had to have the vision, the perseverance, the faith, and the gratitude. They had to think, believe, dream, and dare. They had to do that. But it takes a lot of people to do that. It took a group of people who didn't give up. It took a group of people who had a vision and said, we're doing this. This center was named Columbine. And I know if many people, when I say I'm from Columbine, always confuse it with the high school, right? This was named Columbine before that event took place at the high school. And it was named after our state flower. I'm going to show that picture. Some of the meanings of Columbine, and I think Colleen talked about it last night, are aspiration, endurance, ascension, risk-taking, good fortune, faith, and peace. This is what Columbine stands for. This is what we stand for as a community. Our founders embody those qualities so beautifully. They also had to be flexible and open-minded because what happens when more people come? Everybody's got their own ideas, right? And so Columbine had to evolve as more and more people came in. So I want to honor our founders first of all and ask them to stand up. And I see 3 here. I don't know. Will you stand up? And I don't know if Glenn's back here. So they had the vision, the daring, the belief, the dream. But there were a lot of other people that came that very early on. So if you started attending between 1993, when it was first started, and 1998, when it was at the Southern Hills Middle School, please stand so we can see who you are. Took faith and imagination and zeal to keep going. And then they moved to the Bridge School in 1998 and were there for 5 years. So if you started attending when it was at the Bridge School from 1998 to 2003, please stand. It took strength. They had to keep persevering. One of those, yeah, perseverance. Be steadfast. It's not easy to build a church, is it? It's not easy to start a church. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of digging in and doing what needs to get done. So then purchased the land here in 2003. So if you started attending between 2003 and 2006, please stand. 1, 2, there's a few of you. Yeah. So they started and the building was here, not all of it as you see it today. Some of you that are newer don't know that it was just this section and below and a couple of offices, but none of that over there was there. And then in 2006, we had the groundbreaking ceremony where we did phase 2 and 3 of the building. And so if you started attending during those 10 years, from 2006 to 2016, please stand. Wow, okay. There's so many people here that have been here a lot of years and have helped us evolve and gotten to this community to where it is today. And then what happened? We had a pandemic and we had to close the building for the first time. And that was sad and heartbreaking to so many of us because we count on this community being together. But we reopened the doors, we're still here, we're thriving. Look at this room, look around at how full it is. This is amazing when so many churches and spiritual centers are closing their doors and we're still here, we're still growing and maybe you can feel the energy in the room today. It's amazing. If you started coming 2021 to present, if today's your first day, we are grateful for you to be here. Please stand. Takes all of us to make what this is. Unity is a movement, so it's always moving and changing and growing and evolving, and we couldn't have done it without everybody that has contributed to this center. We're so grateful. I started attending in 2012, like many of you did, that 10-year period, and it felt like home to me. It felt like home. And we've heard that from so many of you that it feels like home when you walk in the doors. And Kevin and I have not ever looked back or considered being anywhere but here. We love it here. Yeah. It's truly a sacred place. It's truly a community where we belong. And to show this next picture. We did it. We did it. So our 25th anniversary, what year was that? I can't do the math right now. 5 years ago. Augustus Piazza did a anniversary video for us. It's on our website. Probably most of you have seen it. It was amazing, and we asked you to answer, what does Columbine mean to you in one word? Really hard to do. A lot of you said home, though. So this year, Augustus said, I think it's time for a new video, and we all said, yes, new video. So we didn't limit you to one word. So instead of the video being 5 minutes, it's 15, but we have 50 of you that got recorded and said what you wanted to say about Columbine, and we're gonna show that right now.
My name's Amali Piazza, and I've been coming to Columbine for 7 years.
I've been attending Columbine since 2017.
And I've been coming to Columbine for about 4 weeks.
I think about 10 years.
To Columbine for at least 10.
It's about 11 years now.
Maybe for about 3 years.
I've been coming to Columbine for over 25 years.
I've been a member of Columbine since it was started, about 30 years.
And I've been coming to Columbine since we were at the bridge schools.
A couple decades, I think, by now, but I don't remember for sure.
For almost 30 years.
Literally from the moment I ran into Tom Foss in the supermarket, and all of a sudden we're talking about starting our own church. Tom, I happen to know this minister, and then having conversations with Pat in ensuing weeks, and the minister is going, I don't want to do this, and then he did, and then we started meeting in the homes, and I guess maybe within a year we rented a space at Southern Hills Junior High School. And our first day we had 100 people and 4 inches of snow. And that was 30 years ago.
My name is George Jane. I'm a founder. I've been here for 30 years, and I have more favorite memories than I could possibly count.
When we finally built the church here, the groundbreaking and the huge reception we had on the land, but mostly the labor and the community effort in bringing the building around and making it actually happen. Because there was a lot of sweat equity that we all put in there, and that was a lot of fun.
My very favorite memory was when we were just building this building, and Linda was guiding us about where to plant plants and get all the landscaping in. And I think back to those times with our hands in the dirt and all working together. And now when I drive up, I see our bushes and everything growing, and I love it.
And my favorite memory of Columbine Unity is my very first time that I came here. And what happened was Scott Shell was the first one to give me a hug. I don't know if he knew that I was new or not, it didn't matter.
My favorite Columbine event, their wedding, and it was right here on the stage in August 1818, and there was sunlight streaming onto the stage through the window. Oh, it was so good.
One of my favorite memories was the year during COVID when we had a Christmas Eve candlelight service outside on the lawn.
Before this new church and beautiful building were complete, we used to hold annual fundraisers called the International Dinner. And I was fortunate enough to get to be one of the cooks for the international dinners. And we would each pick a portion of the meal to be responsible for, and Howard Gordon and Christy Coates were the coordinators of the menu. And we cooked and served these fabulous meals and had a silent auction. That was our big fundraiser. And the secret that everybody didn't know was that being the cook was the most fun, because we had a lot of tequila in the kitchen.
A year ago.
Yeah, a year ago last 5th. We were both in Foss Hall, and I was talking to Ann, and Kathleen walked up because she needed to say something to Ann, and Ann introduced us, and the rest is history.
And my favorite memory is last Labor Day. I would say the last Labor Day weekend, the big music event that we had outside.
My life has changed dramatically since we moved here to Columbine. I became a licensed Unity teacher. I became an ordained Unity minister, and I've just had so much transformation and change in my life by creating a life that I love.
I wouldn't say that Columbine changed my life, but Columbine was a place that as my life changed, it was there and available.
The support this community gives you has increased my joy, my life, and really expanded my heart incredibly.
It has allowed me to grow farther than I thought that I ever could.
That's brought a lot of joy and stability into my life, and also really helped my self-esteem, brought me out of my shell, and got me back on my spiritual journey, which had been stagnant for a long time.
What being part of Columbine has done for me is help me discover the divine spark within myself that I've been searching for since I was a child. And it's also helped me embrace my true self that has been dimmed and hidden for many years.
Columbine gives me room to stretch and to grow and to share myself with others. So there's just no place like Columbine, and I thank everybody for being a part of my life and a part of the community.
It gives me hope and faith and a stillness that I need. Yeah.
Definitely without Columbine, I would not be the person I am today.
Columbine has changed my life because of the kids choir and how fun it is. It's super fun, and I love all of the kids and how fun it is.
Columbine has given me so much, but the most impactful thing is that I have become a prayer chaplain. And it has given me a deeper connection with God within me, with Spirit.
Growing up in a very God is outside of myself way, I never really knew how to be grateful for that except for speaking to the air. But now I can speak to the person because I see that God is in them and God is in me, and we can commune in a totally different way, and it's beautiful. And that has changed my life.
Every week that I come, everything I participate in, every opportunity I've had to give back has opened my heart more and more. And I think I'm a very different person because of it, for the 30 years that I have been receiving all these blessings here.
I really love coming to Columbine, the opportunity to be a prayer chaplain, to do that service, and to pray with individuals.
I am in love with life because of Columbine.
I definitely have found my spiritual community here at Columbine, and that is why I love it so much.
It's just a home where I always feel safe and loved and warm, and it just reminds me of who I am and my purpose.
I love that we can celebrate higher power here, whatever that means to us. If it's spirit, God, higher power, whatever, it's okay.
Every service I sit here in the sanctuary, I just feel this overwhelming joy about being a part of this creation.
I come here and I say, wow, I'm surrounded by people of good heart and intention to make a difference, and I am lifted up. And that, to me, is like the biggest thing, is that I come here and I meet with people that lift me up by their energy and their presence and their love, and that's why I love being here.
You can walk in the doors having a horrible day, and then you'll see somebody and it just makes you smile. And that really is special to me, because smiling and being happy is really important, and it just makes you feel good.
You can be with anyone who is here. There's no one I'm afraid to talk to or to hug or to listen to. And it's the most open, welcoming place I've ever found.
People here actually know each other, and the ministers and the staff come out and talk to people, and people get together socially, and it's just a very, very wonderful place to be connected to.
My favorite thing about Columbine is whenever I'm in the service, I always see people hugging each other and just talking to each other. And even if they don't know each other, they'll still like say, "What are your plans today?" and stuff like that.
I love Columbine for the music, and I really love the inspiration that I receive to help me clarify my spiritual nature.
There's a magic here, really. People open themselves up and share what's important to them. And there are so many different spiritual practices that various people have, and all are welcome.
I personally love Columbine because of the connectiveness that I find here. The people are genuine, and there's a loving spirit.
For me, Columbine is a breath of fresh air. When I'm feeling isolated, when I'm feeling confused, just off through life, Columbine is the place that I love to come. And I walk in the door and the first song starts and I am totally reminded, yep, this is real, this is the truth.
And that the sermons, the talks, the music support and cultivate that feeling in me so that I can go out in the world and make decisions based on what my divine spirit is telling me.
But this is always my home. This is always my church sanctuary. I know anybody will help me here if I need it, and I will help anybody here.
I wasn't going to come to church right after my cat died because I was destroyed, and at the very last minute I decided to come, and I walked in the door and got wrapped up by people and just was enfolded by the community, and it completely changed my experience and made me realize how valuable that aspect of Columbine really is the community and what it can give.
Very, very fortunate to have found this beautiful, wonderful place and created amazing friendships in the last 4 years. Thank you so much.
I used to tell Scott that the reason I come to church on Sunday is to get hugs and to laugh, and that's because of the people that are here.
I find the music to be upbeat and inspirational, and the talks to be inspirational, and an opportunity to meet friends.
I found this community to be so full of love and support for me living my best and highest self, which I do endeavor to do.
I love Columbine because it's a spiritual home. It's a place where I can be myself.
It's people accepting me as I am and how I show up. It's events that we have, it's music, it's Sunday, it's fellowship, it's fun. We are a lot of fun.
It's really been about community and deepening your faith and coming to church or coming here every Sunday and seeing people.
I grew up mostly in Boulder, and I saw those mountains every day. And when I walked into the sanctuary here the first time, I was like, whoa, I'm home.
It's kind of interesting to come here because of a struggle and actually be fulfilled, and to have this in my life now is really meaningful. So I am grateful for that.
I think of it as a river, and everybody here is, I think, a very nice person who's working on being nicer. And we're all helping each other do this. So what we have is a flowing river of niceness.
And I just love that about Columbine. It just gives me hope and faith and truth. Thanks.
Communitas is not in the dictionary, but to me, communitas means more than just community. It means truly caring about each other. For 30 years, Glenda and I have grown as part of this wonderful family. It has been super being part of the building and the growth. We've watched it blossom from a few thoughtful, caring folks who wanted to share love and spirit. That love continues to nurture and support us through life's tough times, joys, and celebrations. We are nourished watching young people and families attracted by the integrity, truths, and life experiences embedded here. It's refreshing and vital to us as we grow older and look back on our path. We are grateful for the communitas in this church. Happy anniversary, Columbine Spiritual Center.
And a big thank you goes to Augustus Piazza, who, his time and talent in sacred service, he did all this. He's up there in the sound booth. It's fantastic, and that's all of you, and this is such a great place. So as Bill said, go out and communitize after the service. Get together, think, and believe, and dream, and dare, and set your timer to hug somebody every hour, like the troll. So, namaste.